ערב שבת קודש, פרשת וישלח, תשפ"ה. The shiur today was sponsored by an anonymous לעילוי נשמתם הטהורה של רבי שמעון בן רבקה and לעילוי נשמתה הטהורה של מרת איריס בת אביגיל. רוח השם תניחם בגן עדן, אמן. And להבדיל בין המתים לחיים, also לכבוד all the Israeli soldiers that are fighting now in every place that they are, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will keep them peacefully and they will succeed in everything that they do and they will come back safely home. This week's parasha, in the beginning of the parasha, we are reading about Yaakov, that he sent angels to Esav. And then, after this, we see in the parasha that Yaakov Avinu is praying to Borei Olam. And he says to Borei Olam a sentence, a very important sentence. And he said, Hatzileini na, rescue me, miyad achi, miyad Esav. When we look on this pasuk, we see that we have here double wordings. How many brothers Yaakov had? He had only one brother. So it was enough to say Hatzileini na miyad achi, or Hatzileini na miyad Esav. If he wants to mention his name. But what is the meaning Hatzileini na miyad achi miyad Esav? We know that his brother is Esav. And another question is here, even if you, because of a reason, he wanted to mention his brother Esav, the pasuk could have said, Hatzileini na miyad achi Esav. Why we have to say twice the word miyad, from the hands? Rescue me from the hands of my brother, from the hands of Esav. Why do we need double wordings? This is the two questions that we'd like to represent. The explanation to this is, of course, according to the Bildon the Mefarshim, that Yaakov Avinu, when he went to meet Esav, he was worried from two things. He was worried maybe Esav forgot all the troubles that we had together, that I bought from him the Bechorah, and from the other hand that I took from him the Berachot. So maybe he forgot all these things, and he comes to do peace, and he wants to live with me together. Living with Esav together, said Yaakov to himself, is not good for me. I have children. I don't want my children to be mixed with his children. I don't want that my wives will be will mix with his wives. Therefore, Yaakov Avinu is praying to Borei Olam, Hatzileini na, save me, miyad achi. save me from my brother if he comes to me with brotherhood, that he wants to be together with me. I don't want this. And maybe Esav is not coming to do peace. He remembered all the troubles that we had together. And he's coming to fight with me. And he will appear to me as Esav, as he was before. A person that is a hunter, is a killer. So, Borei Olam, save me from his sword. Save me from Esav. Therefore, we understand why the Pasuk wrote double wording, Hatzileni na miyad achi, from the hands of my brother if he comes as to do brotherhood, and miyad Esav if he's coming as Esav as he comes to kill. But we see from the two options that could have happened here, Yaakov Avinu, he wrote first, Hatzileni na miyad achi, and then miyad Esav. First of all, he took care of the spiritual dangerous. Yaakov Avinu, by him, the spiritual was much more important than the physical. So therefore, he previous Hatzileni na miyad achi, miyad Esav. Didn't want to mix, to be together. He speaks Parashat Vayishlach. We see that there was somebody that he wanted to mix with Am Yisrael. Who is he? The story with Shem, the story with Hamor, his father, that he said, let's live together. You will give us your daughters to us, and we will give you our daughters. He wanted to live together with the Jews. What the end was that we know what was the end. The end was that Shimon and Levi, they killed all of the people of Shem, and also Shem and his father also, both of them were killed. And this is also was the fight that the Hashmonaim, that we are close to Chanuka, fought against the Greek. At that time, in Am Yisrael, there were people that a lot of them, majority of them, joined the way of the Greek. The Hellenism entered the Jewish nation. And they were called Mityavnim. And they cooperated with the Greek. The Hashmonaim, they fought against it. They didn't want the connection between Am Yisrael and Greek and the Greek. They didn't want that we will learn from their culture. They kept the pure. They kept the pure jug of oil. They were actually the jug of oil, pure. They didn't want to mix together. To show that their way was a true way, and this is the way, not to mix with other cultures. Borei Olam showed it to the Hashmonaim through the Nes of Pach HaShemen. The Greek, they impured all the jugs in Mikdash. And what happened if there is a mitzvah to lit menorah and the jugs with the oil are impure? What is the halacha? A goy cannot impure items. The Gemara says wherever is pure, he can impure things. But when there is no halacha of purity by goyim, they cannot impure. The whole thing about that the goyim impured items is a decree of Rabbanan. Rabbanan made a decree that all the goyim, they will have a tum'ah like zavim. A person that came out from him liquid from the body that makes him impure. So all the goyim, the Chazal made a decree, every goy, he will be, even a little boy, he is impure. Why? This was a decree that Rabbanan made in order to avoid Jewish boys to be near goyim, because the goyim used to do bad things to the Jewish boys. So in order that the boys will be away from them, Chazal made a decree, every goy that touches you or touches something becomes impure. So this is only a decree with the Rabbanan. And the menorah mitzvah of lighting the menorah is mitzvah d'oraita. So d'oraita pushes the Rabbanan. Beside this, we have another rule, says the Pnei Yoshua, that if the majority of Am Yisrael is impure, and at that time majority was impure because there was a fight and a lot of corpses were on the streets. So if such a thing happened, the impurity is being pushed away. Tum'ah hutra b'tzibur. Tum'ah dechuya b'tzibur. So why Am Yisrael needed to look for a pure oil, and when they looked for a pure oil, Borei Olam made a nest on the oil. The whole nest was not needed. They could have used impure oil. And why at all they were looking for pure oil? They could have used impure oil because of what Tum'ah is being pushed by the majorities. Impure, the Tum'ah is being pushed. The answer to this is that Hashmonaim, they fought against the Hellenism, and they didn't want to use anything that was involved with the Greek here. And since the Greek touched the oil, the pure oil, they didn't want to use it. And Borei Olam showed that this is the right way. And what did he do? He made the nest, especially on the oil. The nest could have been done, if Borei Olam wanted to show Nisim, he could have made another nest, that there will not be any pure knife in the area. And Borei Olam made that we have a knife to shecht korbanot. Borei Olam didn't do it. He made it especially on the oil, because they touched the oil. So therefore, Borei Olam, the Hashmonaim, they didn't want to use anything that has to do that the Greek has involvement of the Greek there. Therefore, they were looking only for a pure one that was not that the Greek didn't touch, and therefore Borei Olam made the nest of Pach HaShemen. But when we are looking on the nest of Pach HaShemen, what was the nest? Says the Gemara, the nest was that the little amount of oil lasted for 8 days. means to say a little amount of oil lasted longer than natural. And because of this, says the Gemara, they made a Yom Tov. And the question here is, such a ness happened every day in Mikdash. Every day in Beit HaMikdash, there happened such a ness, that a little amount of oil lasted long time. Where do we see it? We find in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat. The Gemara is saying the following, that every day the menorah of the Mikdash showed that the Shekhinah exists in Am Yisrael, but not the menorah itself. The middle light in the Mikdash was a proof that the Shekhinah is here in Am Yisrael. How did it show? The menorah has to give light. In Mikdash has to be light without a stop. All time. The Kohen used to pour oil to the 7 cups of the menorah. Every cup hold half a lug. Lug is the amount of 6 eggs. Half a lug is an amount of 3 eggs. So they used to pour to the cups half a lug, and this Chazal estimated, they measured it, estimated that this oil will be enough for the longest nights in the year, which is on Chodesh Tevet, next month. This is the longest nights, and this what Chazal estimated at that time, that this will be enough half a lug. All the cups, all the oil, burnt till the morning. As the pasuk says, me'ev erev ad boker lifnei amonai tamid. Erev ad boker. But the middle one, that he used to lean towards the west side, therefore it's called, the middle one is called Ner Ma'aravi. He used to give light, even though he had the same amount of oil, half a lug, that had to last from the evening till the morning, around 12 or 13 hours. It lasted every day for 24 hours, more than the time that the oil was the amount of the oil. This was this happened every day in the Mikdash. And from interesting, the Gemara explains how they used, what they used to do with this. So when came the next evening, in the morning, the Kohen used to clean all the cups, and he used to pour new oil and new wicks. This he did with the 6 cups. The middle one gave light till the evening. In the evening, he used to come, the Kohen, used to take out the wick, and he used to hold the wick with the fire. Then, with the other hand, he used to put new oil in the middle cup, and he used to pour, and he used to put a new wick there, and then he used to take the old wick that he was holding with the fire, and he used to lit the middle one, the new middle one. And then the Kohen used to take the middle one, lift up, and he used to lit all the other 6 and put back the wick of the middle one back to the cup. But this happened every day. There was a nest of 24 hours. So what is first of all, what is the main nest that happened on Chanuka that we are celebrating? Chanuka, Nes Pach Hashemen. Every day we should have celebrated. It happened every day in Mikdash. Number 2 is, as the question of the Pnei Yoshua, what the nest was not needed at all, because they could have used any other oil. Even impure oil. Why they were looking for pure oil, and Borei Olam made a nest on this oil. We gave them one explanation. Now we will explain it in a different way in this idea. Explains the Mefarshim that the middle oil, the middle candle was a sign that the Shekhinah exists, the Shekhinah here in Mikdash. Because it lasted the middle one lasted 24 hours. This was a sign that the Shekhinah is here. This, that the Shekhinah was in Mikdash by giving light 24 hours, was, said the Gemara in Masechet Yuma, in the second temple, in the 40 years that Shimon HaSadik was the Kohen Gadol. And he was every time, 24 hours, the middle candle used to give light 24 hours. But after Shimon HaTzadik passed away, sometimes the middle one gave light 24 hours, sometimes he didn't give. And therefore, what happened in Chanuka, that the menorah gave light for little amount of oil, gave light for more time, it was something very important, very special, that we have what? The menorah gives light, the oil gives light more than the natural time. And what happened here? Even more. In the Mikdash, only the middle one gave light with a little amount of oil over time. Chanuka, all the seven candles gave light more than the regular time. Therefore, this was something very special. And therefore, Borei Olam, he made the nest of Chanuka. The nest really was not needed to lit the menorah. They could have used the impure oil. But Borei Olam wanted to show that Shekhinah came back. The way of the Hashmonaim was the right way, not to mix, to remain pure, to have everything pure Torah, pure life, pure Judaism. So here we answered the 2 questions. First question was why the nest was needed. The nest was not needed. Number 2, what is the greatness of the nest? It happened every time in Mikdash. It is true. But this was a sign that the Shekhinah came back to be in Am Yisrael. And therefore, every person, there's a mitzvah, that every person will lit menorah Chanukah in his house to show that the Shekhinah came back and stays by Am Yisrael. Mitzvah Hashem next week, Zat Hashem, we will speak more about the Chanuka. We will try also to connect it a little bit with the Parashat. I want to thank Isaac Dweck and to thank Avram Shomer and to wish Avram Shomer again, Mabruk, for his engagement. And Bezrat Hashem, hope to meet next week. Shabbat Shalom.